to living life. Becoming a grandparent can be one of the most important things in your life. Suddenly, the children you've produced are now having children of their own. Becoming a grandparent creates a whole new dimension in your life. The question is, are you ready to become a grandparent? And what things do you need to consider before taking on this new role? Well, today we have with us Colleen Wilson-Lord, OAM, and she's got more than 40 years experience in health promotion, including lifestyle vacations, lifeball, pole walking, aqua fitness, gentle fitness, and more than 10 years experience in conducting grandparenting courses. Hi Colleen, welcome to Over 50 So What?
Hi Carol, very happy to be here with you. Fantastic.
Now, being a grandparent can be an exciting time. It can be a bit challenging. And there's a lot of things for you to think about before you actually become a grandparent for the first time. But to give us a bit of a framework, how is parenting today different from when our generation were first-time parents?
Well, first of all, most parents today, both male and female, whatever, are very busy people, and therefore they have opportunities to put the children into daycare. They may still be working right up till the birth of the child. Both parents, one parent, it might be the male, may decide to be the one that's going to stay at home. So that's very different. And they have a lot more commitments to outside interests and work. And of course, things have changed. So now there's the different ways of communicating with children. And I think that's a big thing as well. And different ways of parenting. And I think as a new grandparent, you have to get yourself up to date with all of that. Even though it's wonderful and it's exciting and it's something you've been waiting for probably. But I think that it is different from when we were basically bringing up children.
So you've got to accept the fact that things are going to be different. And one of the other things you have to accept is you have a new identity. You know, suddenly you're confronted that you're going to be a grandparent, and some people have a few challenges with this. So what would you say to those people?
We do have a few challenges, and I think we were talking about it before, is that some people feel quite challenged that they're going to feel old. They're going to be made feel old. They're now going to be grandma, grandpa, nana, a pop, which could give that feeling of, I'm only 45 or something. I don't want to feel like a grandpa, grandma, whatever. And so you have to look at your whole identity and decide, look, it's got nothing to do with what you're called. You might decide to be called something quite different. You might just be called Betty, Bill, whatever. Or you might be quite happy to be called grandma, grandpa, or perhaps come up with a new name altogether. Something, like I never called my grandmother grandma. She was always called Gaga. She was just Gaga. Hi, Gaga. And so that's what I mean. That was non-threatening to my grandmother, who was quite aristocratic and probably didn't want to be called grandma anyway.
Now, the other big thing that comes up is time, because how much time are you going to spend with your grandchild? You might be doing volunteer work, you might work in full-time, part-time, you've got all these things going on in your life. How much time is a grandchild going to take up, or how much time are you going to let it take up?
I think this is a very big question, and I think a lot of grandparents get on the bandwagon of giving a lot of their time, which is wonderful. It's fantastic. I think they need to look at that. But if you are still working, and you may have a very limited period of time that you can actually focus on your grandchildren or grandchild. So sit down and look at exactly how much time you've got. So come up with a timetable that you could give to your daughter, son, or whoever, and say, look, this is when I am available, but be very careful that you don't overextend yourself, because in the beginning, you're talking about a baby, and a baby can go to sleep, get fed, put down, and you have a few minutes rest. But once they get to a toddler, that is a totally different ball game. So once that toddler's running around and you're chasing around after it and you're trying to keep the house safe and all the rest of it, your energy levels are going to be, really push to the limits, because you've got your interests that you've got. So it's important that you sit down and think, how much time have I really got? And explain to your son and daughter-in-law, or whatever it is, or the parent, this is what I can do for you. I think I want to trial it out. In the beginning, you might overextend yourself because, as I say, you've got a baby. But once that baby becomes a toddler, you need to go back to the drawing board.
So how do you support your children in what's the best way to support your children in becoming parents for the first time?
I'm talking to my girlfriend about 10 minutes ago. She said the most important thing is communication, to talk to them, have a chat to them, ask them what they think they will be wanting from you as a grandparent. What are your expectations of me? And having a really good healthy, clean, face-to-face discussion about that. Because for all we know, they might turn around and say, well, look, actually, we only want you to come every now and again. And that might be quite difficult for you. You might think, oh, but I want to be here every day. We have opinions about how to bring children up. But I think as a new grandparent, or as a grandparent, you just need to keep some of your opinions to yourself, and perhaps wait until the right time to be able to give some advice. So be careful about how you give advice and when you give advice.
And what about this concept of setting boundaries with new parents?
Boundaries, exactly. Well, I think you've only got to look, and I look at my friends and I see sometimes that they've overextended themselves. They are now being asked to come and babysit at all hours of the day and night, drop the grandchildren in when you may have other things on that day. You do have to set the boundaries. I've had a friend the other day who said to me, I just have to say, I'm sorry. I can't take Mary on a Monday. I can only take Mary on a Friday, or whatever. And I think that's going to help you and help the grandparent feel as if they're not out of control. And so many grandparents have said, there's no time for me anymore. I'm too busy looking after the grandchildren. As much as you love them and love it, it's overextended now into my normal life, and I can't, there's no time for me anymore. And that may also then infringe onto your partner, whoever you're living with. He will be, or she may feel then there's no time for us. So be very careful not to overextend yourself and be used, and parents don't do that deliberately, but they get to the point where, oh, thank goodness mum's going to be around today. Here, let's dump the children off. That's a good idea. So just be careful. Be very careful. Great fun to be a grandparent, but it also can be very challenging. So I think that's really important to remember.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much, Colleen, for your time today, and thanks for all those years and years of expertise. And I do hope you come again on the show, because we'll pick your brains on a few other topics as well. Thanks for joining us on the show. I hope you joined in the fitness segment and you're feeling better. Now, one of the best legacies that you can leave, of course, is being a great grandparent. So if you jump on Facebook, we'll post that sheet for you to help you work out your legacy. And if you want to know more about any of the guests on the show, then just jump on our website, because we have full details about guests on our website. And of course, all fitness routines, all fitness videos, replays are on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Have some fun, and let's go to the hairdresser. Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe, and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, over 50. So what?